Now, as you're doing all this then, the sixth step, of course this is going to sound obvious, but this is really why I'm creating this training video today. Once you create a plan that works, work the plan. Now I know you've heard this. You know, you've heard all of this. There's really, I don't know that there's anything really new. Hopefully I'm putting some twists on it. I'm finding different ways to say the same thing. You know, it's kind of like in Hollywood, you know, where I also work. It's like they say, give me the same thing, only different. Give me something fresh but familiar. A lot of times it's just familiar and just the same and not very different. Hopefully I'm putting a little twist on this stuff. But as you do all this work and you've made it a priority, you have to start really working the plan. Okay? And I know it's difficult. You know, when an airplane is flying from one destination to the next, it's off course over 90% of the time. Literally, it's off course almost the entire trip. But it's got a couple things that keep bringing it back to the plan. First of all, it's got a plan, right? If it didn't have a plan, it just started off, you know, and it would just be flying all over the place, it'd run out of gas and it'd crash, right? But the plan alone isn't enough either. It has to have a system that recognizes when it's gotten off the plan, and then through a process of successive approximation, it sees where it's at, where it should be, and it brings it back on the plan. So it's going forward, it kind of gets off a little bit, brings it back on the plan. It's going forward, it gets off, recalculates, back on the plan. Okay? And so I know it's being buffeted about by the weather and the inertial forces, and I know that you are too. We all are. By the subjective tendencies, habit patterns, emotional traumas, our beliefs, society, parental conditioning, peer pressure, etc. We have a lot of this stuff that's buffeting us about on our way to our destiny. But here's the thing, and I'm going to talk more about this in some future trainings about what I call thresholds. And I've been talking to you about it if you've been working with me, about why that happens, what's happening inside you, how that's an artifact, an evolutionary artifact of the ego, that it brings up these thresholds that seem to knock you off and convince you to get off track, or actually convince you that you're changing while really keeping you the same, because to the ego, change is equivalent to danger or even death. So I know it's difficult. Okay? Work the plan.